you know, some interesting maps in there. Some maps where they might be a little bit newer to the pool. It might be a little bit easier to get an upset, but TYLOO is not going to go for any of that. They're just going to go straight down the middle. The most kind of standard maps that everyone knows how to play, but when you have such better individual players and such better fundamentals, and as you mentioned before, you're playing, you know, international teams, not just Asian teams on this map, you're going to be feeling very confident you're getting the dub today.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's see, though, whether or not that's going to be as cut and dry as we make it out to be, or if things are going to be a little bit more difficult for TYLOO. We'll jump into Inferno here. Pretty standard stuff on that CT start. Looks like Mercury's just dropped the dualies, the smoke, and the flash over. And Mosaic and Jamyoung will be the benefactors of those extra pieces of util. So Mercury, glass cannon USP, but everybody else looking pretty healthy here. An attacker just going to be jiggle peeking the line. Does spot a couple of members. He'll drop off, hopefully in time. He gets the back up there from G, but attacker will still go down pretty quick, smart, and Mercury's stuck in a corner here. Okay, that's a nice shot. He doesn't have any armor, though, so it's going to be pretty easy to pick him up. He's done really well to get one, I'll say.
Yeah, USP on BKZ now. In a position like Pit can definitely be doing some damage. Jamyoung as well as Mosey trying to come in for this retake from Dig and Carp. It's going to take a while for them to get involved, and without a kit, they're going to kind of have to get a move on here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, smoke down into the pit. Isaiah charging his way forward with the dualies, but didn't recognize there was a player standing behind him, so Jamyoung is the only one able to get himself a kill, and time has run down. Jamyoung desperate to try to find this last remaining T, aware that he probably just has to be inside of that smoke somewhere. So he's going to try and find this last kill, see if he can get a little bit of extra cash in the back pocket, and he is able to do so.
Ooh. Survives with armor as well. That's an M4 purchase. M4 light armor. Yep.
Boom.
Got a kind of a spawn for Carps too. If I'm TYLOO, I'm sending this man straight up boiler. Nice pop flash over top of second mid and trying to get myself an opening kill. Could also go for a banana peek, but that is almost always going to be a molly to Carp from the tees. Does opt to go towards the banana side though. And Mosey does have a flash to maybe set him up for a peek at some point.
Well, there's going to be a mid-nana smoke. TYLOO will lose G though in middle. It's played not too scared about just charging his way forward there. So this M4 might not have a huge amount of impact. Attacker, though, with the MP9 with 4-1. Can't get out to safety, though. In the end, the A side seems as though it may just end up being overrun here. And TYLOO, in a circumstance like this, you could even start to think about just keeping a hold of that M4, though. If I know TYLOO, and I've watched a few of them in a few of their games in ECL, I don't think they're going to be shying away from this one, and certainly not now that Jamyoung's picked that kill up to equalize the numbers. He spots on Crown just before that smoke pops and does a lot of damage. So soon as that bomb crosses into sight, the QUBE, they're going to want to get that down, but they are really hanging on by a thread in a couple of instances, and TYLOO are definitely circling like sharks in the water. There's a few pieces of util. Mercury with a couple of flashes, and Jamyoung gets himself another kill. This is starting to fall apart for the QUBE. Uncrown with a lot to do. Mosaic low, but Jamyoung unspotted and gets the third for himself. So great work with that saved bit of cash, that bit of armor that he took through from the first round, that extra $300 from the USP kill, getting him that M4. It's made a big difference.
Yeah, that's when exits have impact. Turns into a M4 armor that gets a 3k to break the money of the T side. It's about as impactful as 3 exit kills get. What do QUBE do now? They did get the bomb plant, so they are actually kind of more so on a single save than a double eco. 1.9 loss bonus. They're going to spend a lot of that bomb plant money. Instead of on util in round number 4, they're going to purchase a lot of pistols. So if these fail to find kills, they're really only kind of hamstringing their next gun round. But if they do find kills, it's going to give them a lot more reset potential heading into round number 4.
Played. Oh, he almost finds the timing. Kind of did find the timing, honestly. Just couldn't land his shots. So attacker boosted up. But the QUBE will be aware of that. I'm always surprised that TYLOO don't change this setup. Guess they're not too afraid. They recognize QUBE. We've only got the pistols in this round, so likely don't have a whole lot of flashes, which would be what you'd typically use to break a setup like that one. So Attacker gets himself a freebie. We'll back off now. And it's up to G and Mosea to do the lion's share of this bracket's hold. Attacker caught again. It's uncrowned again with the deagle that is making some degree of interest happen here for the QUBE. But it's only a very small degree. In the end, Mosea also dropping. So starting to get a little more expensive for TYLOO, though considering they did win a 4 spy in the last round, they're probably not too concerned about losing a couple of guns in this one.
No, less and less concerned, especially given the amount of money that QUBE has access to here. Like I said, buying those pistols has made this a pretty expensive one for them. Lacking a couple of grenades as a result. Full banana take from TYLOO. Mosey sent all the way down. QUBE are not interested in any banana control though. It does seem like they want to fight bracket side through their progression smoke.
What a util here. Just doing some nice delaying duties for TYLOO, but ultimately the QUBE going to start to force their way forward, and G is not interested in what the QUBE are selling. They've rocked up like a Jehovah's Witness at the front door, and he slammed the door back in their face. This could be an ace from G. He wanted it. Needed only 22 more damage. Didn't quite get it done in the end, but that is pretty much all she wrote for that round for the QUBE. And TYLOO goes up 3-1.
Yeah, that's a single reset on QUBE. And they just really have not inflicted enough damage on that CT side economy to keep this game interesting right now. Absolutely no reset potential on TYLOO, who have got at least one buy in the back pocket. QUBE once again buying themselves a fair few pistols and some HE nades, so you might see a nade stack on car or over towards pit later on in the round.
Head over the top. Oh, Jamyoung. Surely a few more here for him. The nade to follow it up. How much damage will it do? It gets a double. Of course it does. Just easy pickings for TYLOO. They have shell-shocked the QUBE.
Now you're just looking for any kind of consolation frags at this point with the Deagles. Not really much else to be done in this round.
That's really been all they've been able to get this whole series.
Yeah, okay. Look, there was some back and forth forces on Mirage. Okay. First 4 rounds. Right. Very closely contested.
It's true, for like 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah. That was a series, you know? That was close. Then TYLOO got their money under control. Unfortunately for QUBE, TYLOO's got their money under control a lot quicker in this game of Inferno. Just going to present them a lot more problems. G's got the AWP out. He's got 3 AKs on the CT side. Clade has not been shy to try to create these openers, and he's going to be able to find Jamyoung in a position that he plays quite regularly and even open up Banana by himself.
They have B. They have B if they want it, but Clade does not go forward. He doesn't have a smoke. He's so a little bit scared, actually, of trying to push any further in towards CT. That smoke from G has just gone absolutely nowhere. So they're just going to give up the B side here, TYLOO, which may well play out in their favor. G on the line. Perfect timing. He got across just in time. Gets that kill onto solos, and Attacker's going to catch up with Uncrown. Attacker, by the way, in pit. He's been doing a great job of anchoring the A bomb site lately, so this could very easily fall apart. Oh, they know where Anselmo is as well. Mercury will finish that kill off, and the only player left remaining to find is Clade, who they last saw over toward B. So I can imagine they'll still be thinking about the possibility that he's wrapped all the way through CT spawn.
He's going to have to get it done himself. Opened up the round beautifully. Has to try and close it now. Attacker won't let him do that. Comes out and peeks out dig side on the timing, a position that he's very well known for at this point. And I mean, that pretty much spells disaster for the series, Jordan. If you double entry banana and you still can't close the round, then it's just GG, really.
Yeah. Yep. Not much more to really say about that one. Look, it's unfortunate. Oh, Mercury's missed his jump throw there. He's, can we go back to CSGO where we have jump throw binds? Like, oh, it's so easy to throw a jump throw. We don't need binds anymore.
You go Dobby cast.
Let's not bring that back.
I mean, again, another entry on banana from the QUBE. They just need to convert this time.
There's some horrific smokes being thrown over towards B at the moment.
I'd like to use the word innovative.
Okay. What did you think of G's one last round? From CT spawn straight onto the middle of the site.
Yeah, I think it really stopped Clade from pushing into B.
It worked, actually. You're right.
It was a mind game. He didn't want to get one-wayed. This is exactly why these rounds are falling apart from QUBE. They get man advantages and then they just start peeking all over the map.
All right. 3v1. It started well for the QUBE, but it's more than likely not going to end well. We're lucky to even get a bomb plan here, but that should just about do it. Jamyoung going to disrespect him. Now attacker's turn. Attacker will get the job done. 6-1. It is a stroll in the park at the moment for TYLOO.
Yeah, money not really anywhere close to being broken. The QUBE are maxing out the loss bonus, but without putting a bomb plant down, they still have to kind of scrap their way through this buy and haven't even really come to a clear consensus about what they want to be doing in this round. I guess 600 plus is the metric because they want to get AKs and armor and one grenade or Galil and util. So seeing what they could get done with some rifles, but very minimal util on offer for the T's right now. Just looking for some dry fights on bracket. TYLOO not giving that to them. Full banana control and a 4-stack on A here, Jordan.
Mercury down early. Isaiah with a bit of a job to do. He'll be run down. Nice cheeky little movement from the QUBE. Kind of caught him in two minds. And they're going to go round to B this time, which is where G is, to an extent, waiting. But he's not really waiting for them. He's waiting in banana. He may well get one here on the cross, though. They are going to smoke him off. Timing shot not going to come through. And for TYLOO, this might just be safe territory here. A 4v2 retake, even with all this money that's been built up. Mercury at 9.2, Attacker at 8.2. It feels like maybe wishful thinking.
Just want to keep it expensive for the T's if possible. Get an exit or two. Attacker maybe even thinking about a ninja if he's given the opportunity. Or just trying to cut some exits towards CT. I mean, TYLOO macro-wise were in the perfect position. 4-stack A, full banana control, but they just overlooked that people could be up jungle already. Off angle from TYLOO, good for one. Attacker making himself very difficult to hit. Thought he was going to clean up Clade there, and indeed the bomb radius might do it for him. 2 guns taken away.
Well, one is better than nothing for TYLOO, or rather for the QUBE. And they've put one more onto their tally, so it's something. But money pretty poor. And this half is still really quite in a precarious position for the QUBE. Mercury this time, he's going to be able to get that jump throw. No dramas at all. It's not going to stop the QUBE though, bottom banana smoke. As Clade once again just decides the only way that they're going to win this round is if he keeps getting entries over towards B, and he is going to keep getting entries over towards B. So
he's just got a great read of what TYLOO do. Like, we've both watched TYLOO play this map so many times. Just from the first round that he was pre-aiming Jam Young on sandbags, you could tell. G on the line.
What?
I could have sworn that should have hit. I do not know where that bullet went.
There was maybe like a little tiny shift in his aim over to the left side. Of course, it's a miss, but it did look pretty on the money to me. Once again, though, Inferno fun times. We're going to have a save.
Yeah, QUBE are rolling them now, Jordan. I mean, finally we're getting the game that we all expected.
QUBE are rolling them right now, he says. Scoreline 6-2, by the way. Soon to be 6-3.
Mongolia rising up. Yeah, 6-3. Come on, give some credit where credit's due. And that's pretty good on T side, buddy. All right.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mongolia rising up is definitely not a bad shout for a lot of these players, because there's a fairly big hole in the Mongolian scene at the moment with Atox's departure, let's just say. Who's going to take that top domestic position, I guess? Allegedly. The Mongols, obviously, I don't think you can really put them into the Mongolian domestic community anymore. Like, they're obviously a much more international focused team here. So if you can sort of rise up the ranks and be the #1 team in Mongolia, then there's a fair bit of money on offer over there. There's a few tournaments being run domestically in Mongolia, and quite a lot of Asia-based tournaments as well. That if you're the #1 in Mongolia, probably up there in Asia as well.
For sure.
Probably not the QUBE in that discussion, though.
TYLOO not wanting to be losing in banana once again. Solos awaiting inside Olaf. Spotted out by Jam Young, but it's messy. And that's another entry for QUBE.
It's just seemed to have fallen apart a little bit for TYLOO lately.
Minus 25 on the cards, perhaps? Is that what you said it was?
Yeah, it was something like that. I'll have a look now.
Is it per map?
Oh, it's minus 37 for TYLOO here.
No.
They get +1, minus 37. That's crazy. I know. Sorry. +1, minus 30. They go down. Oh, I'm so confused. This thing actually confuses me every time I look at it. Okay, they lose 30 points if they lose. And then if they lose, they go from 31 in the ranking to 37. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So a loss here drops you 7 places in the ranking. Although it doesn't actually, because it doesn't get updated till the end of the season. But that would be the implication of this match, at least.
ECL has never looked more serious.
No, truly. That's why, like, I think it's good. Like, you gotta see these teams lock in, man. Like, you can't be screwing around here if you're TYLOO.
They're getting absolutely rolled by Clade and Solos.
Yeah.
These blokes are just sending it. Postman Pat out here, just licking the snap.
I can't believe this is going to end up being a 6-6 half.
Yeah.
This is a 6-2.
6-6, 7-5. Either way, you're happy with that as QUBE.
Is Mosaic taking the AWP here? Oh, double AWP.
Double AWP.
Madness.
And BKZ's got the AWP out as well. Looks like maybe G towards Carps, Mosey, Banana. He's got the banana spawn.
Okay, Mercury's throwing the smoke a little later there.
Yeah.
Which I thought might be to allow Mosaic to take the peak, but the Molotov has kept him at bay.
Gonna set it up regardless. Jam Young even baiting with the M4. Trying to make it seem like there's rifles on Banana here. Bait them into wide swing in the ult.
Oh, nice nade onto Clade. Mosaic Waiting. There's the flash. There was the wide swing as well, but the swing was wider than Mosaic could deal with. So he'll just back off. They aren't aware of who has that AWP at this stage, so they're not aware that it is a doubled AWP just yet either.
Yeah. That's where the boiler player could get a little bit antsy. Give up his life.
Now they know. Mosaic not exactly showing a great accounting of himself in that secondary AWP role. Hasn't allowed the QUBE to get onto the bomb side, but Uncrowned didn't really get the memo that they had a 4-on-4 post plan on B. He's shift walked through that smoke and given it up to Jamyoung.
Oh, Solos, what are you doing, mate? It was just caught admiring the wall textures for a little too long.
I've seen clutches from this position before though, and Clade's the man to do it. But you know, maybe can't 1v5 a grenade. What about BKZ? The AWP is not going to connect in the end. It's G actually that gets the job done. So
do they have time? I think so.
That is close, but it is going to be time for TYLOO. 7-5, and they avoid the 6-6.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
to try to set up attacker to clutch the round, really.
It seems like it, doesn't it? He was pretty good with the old clutch in EPL, so I don't necessarily hate it, but you're really kind of relying on Jamyoung to get at least something done over here on A. They have already started to pull the rotations, but Jamyoung's got to go, and he's got to get an entry at least. They're going to slowly kind of contact their way in, and the QUBE at this point have got to be wondering, surely this is not going to be an A finish, but that's it. BKZ is still on A, by the way. If BKZ gets this kill, the round is over, and he should surely get the kill, though the bomb plant might go down. Ah, he's won the round. He's won the round.
He stays alive, which he will.
He can't die. Yeah.
Yeah, I think... I don't know. It's interesting that he did hide backside there. I guess they had the communication that like they were just taking a while to get it done, TYLOO. Like it could still be a fake. You've only seen 2 smokes and Jamyoung, really. So I don't know. Seems like good communication, or maybe just one player making an individual decision that pays off pretty huge. For TYLOO, I don't hate the approach when you're a man down, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a little bit different. It was something different. Not really sure, really. We'll see.
G
read
just so
from the
aware
QUBE,
of
by
the
the way.
off angle. Punishes it pretty heavily. It's a man advantage for TYLOO.
Okay, here's a question for you. What do you think G's best map is? Just if you had to, just off the top of your head. Where do you reckon you see his best performances? Because, like, for me, like, let's say, if you would say Mzinho, I would say Ancient. I always feel like he plays really well on Ancient. And what about G?
I want to say Anubis, because that's what I remember from Lin Vision mostly.
I was going to say, in more recent times, I think it's actually been Inferno, personally, for G. I very rarely see him go missing. He'll, in some cases, go missing in a half, but then in the second half, he kind of comes roaring back. Once again, we've kind of seen it here, 18 and 7. Hasn't necessarily been anything like super exciting out from G, but he's really getting the job done.
TYLOO going to hunt these last 2 kills. Execute their second side here. Mostly taking 1. 2 for 1. You'll take that as a tease, and they do end up taking every gun away from the QUBE. At this point in the game, 11-6, breaking the CT economy. It's going to be nigh impossible for QUBE to recover from. They'll put in this exact same position on Mirage. And they will just try to force.
Yeah, rough. But not unwinnable with MP9s. It's more of a problem having this lack of util. Not really able to fight for Banana. So they're going to have to just try something different, which is going to end up being this forward hold in brackets. Not a bad place to be if Mosaic decides he wants to do something cheeky out of the boiler here for any reason.
Could open it from G. And there's no one on the B bomb site.
Mercury, though, always a bit under pressure here. He actually wants to be the one to get back into Banana to retrieve that bomb. Looks like G is going to come scurrying back as well. We have full control of B. We've got a smoke at the bottom of Banana. We've got Mercury watching that.
Save from QUBE, I guess, for the last round. Flash going to be sending Mercury through the smoke. Catches Anselmo full white. TYLOO just really well aware of what QUBE are doing at what juncture in the round. Read that save really well. Nice exit from Clade. But it's not really changing the outcome of the game overall very much. Nice. That's great from Uncrown. Takes 2 guns away and he's able to get an ult for the CT side that they would not have been able to afford otherwise. And those extra MP9 kills allow him to drop a rifle as well. So buy for QUBE in round number 19 here. Going to look a lot better to try to fight for the game with than it may have otherwise. In fact, they're going to get a double ult.
I don't know if it's going to save him. She's kind of on one. Just waiting to see if anyone's going to jump across middle. Not going to end up happening. In fact, most of the forces are over towards Banana, which is now starting to be dislodged by TYLOO. They've already taken sandbags. Whee! Jamyang spotted there by Uncrown. Quick smoke into CT spawn. Reaggression from the QUBE, and Jamyang, he's got his visor right there. You can see the edge of the roof. No flash going to be causing a problem for him. It's crazy, isn't it? It's like he's got the what do they call that? You know, when you're doing like welding or something.
Oh, I know what you mean. I don't know if there's a word for it though.
Is it just visor?
I hope it's helmet. I hope it's steel helmet. Anyway,
Steel helmet.
TYLOO, they're gonna go
Steel
for
helmet
an split here.
When are they in ECL? What does that smoke?
Well, they're a bit too good for ECL. They're usually at the majors and such.
Yeah, true. IEM Chengdu, they were there as well. Yeah, not a big deal for the goats of Chinese Counter-Strike, which may well be TYLOO, actually, because they are about to sweep the QUBE aside once again. It was 13-4 on map 1, and this map was looking a little bit closer, but seems to be wishful thinking for the QUBE now that we've headed into the second half. That's a nice kill from Uncrown. Let's catch Mercury, but firing squad from TYLOO does appear, and that'll be the end of tonight's games of ESL Challenger League. A pretty easy breezy kind of a setup, really, from TYLOO in the end.
Yeah, as expected. A couple of moments from some of the players on QUBE, has to be said. I think Uncrown was pretty nice on the first